North Ronaldsay is the most northerly of Orkney's islands. Like many of the North Isles, it is exposed to harsh seas and strong tides, and its many rocky offshore skerries make its waters treacherous for passing ships. It is not surprising, then, that North Ronaldsay was one of the first places in the UK to have a lighthouse. The old beacon at Dennis Head was completed in 1789. The lighthouse was originally lit by oil lamps, but its light was later replaced by the fixed ball signal that still sits on top of the tower. In the mid-1800s, a more modern lighthouse was built nearby. It is the tallest land-based lighthouse in Britain and still operates today. These lighthouses are iconic symbols of the dangers that lie around our coasts. On calmer days, the sea might appear relatively harmless, but the many shipwrecks beneath the surface tell a different tale. Discovering, diving on, and identifying wrecked ships are increasingly popular pastimes. Several popular wreck sites lie on the seabed surrounding North Ronaldsay and the other North Isles. Diving in these waters needs to be carefully planned, taking into account the weather and the tides. In safer waters off Eddy, the dive team have dropped a short line, leading the way to a nearby wreck. It guides them to and from the seabed. Once they reach the bottom, a compass bearing leads the divers towards the wreck site. There is life everywhere in the seabed, and prolific seaweeds interspersed with coarse sand provide habitats for a wide variety of fish such as these dragonets. Soon the first signs of a wreck begin to appear. This old bottle is now totally encrusted with sea life. The wreck emerges from the gloom. Shipwrecks provide new structures and surfaces for sea life to use. It doesn't take long for a wreck to become an artificial reef. It is an important refuge for fish, crabs, and lobsters. Each wreck's biodiversity increases over time as communities of plants and animals develop on and around the ship. The large 7-armed starfish hunts for prey on the seabed, searching out its smaller relatives, the brittle stars. Dead man's fingers, a soft coral named for their digit-like appearance, are prominent members of the wreck community. Each dead man's fingers is a colony of hundreds of individual polyps that trap and eat passing microscopic animals and plants suspended in the water. The variety of encrusting sea life on the wreck is mesmerising. This velvet swimming crab crawls over a group of Devonshire cup corals. The divers' lights highlight yellowish sponges and tufts of hydroids on a ladder, while branching bryozoans stand out amongst red seaweeds and jelly-like animals called light bulb sea squirts. Many species of fish find food and shelter in the wreck. What remains on the wreck today can help us to tell the story of the ship and the people who worked on it. This large encrusted bollard near the stern of the ship helps identify it as the wreck of the 30-metre tugboat, the Oceana. The Oceana was built in Dundee in the late 1800s and worked on the Thames River. During the First World War, she was brought north to help manoeuvre naval vessels in Orkney waters. While at anchor in 1918, the Oceana was struck by another tugboat, the Stobo Castle. Fortunately, no lives were lost, but the tug could not be saved and she foundered. Careful examination reveals other features of interest. These ribs formed the support frame of the wooden decking, long since lost. This ladder may have led to the ship's store. These side bollards would have been used for tying up the tug when in harbour. These features are clues to what the ship was used for, who might have worked in it, and how it sank. They help us to breathe life into a wreck that has rested on the seabed for more than 100 years. The divers who explore wrecks use modern photography to bring the fascinating natural and human history of these environments to life for all to see. The lighthouses and wrecks of Orkney, and especially of North Ronaldsay, are testimony to the risks to the shipping that passes through these treacherous local waters. They are markers of the rich natural and maritime history that lies below the sea's surface.